Today on Tikifire Toy Reviews, Star Wars Mission Series Death Star, Han Solo and Chewbacca. Hello, Tikifire here with another Tikifire Toy Review, and today I'm reviewing some figures I picked up last fall at some point. Can't even remember when, but I know it was last fall. This is Star Wars from the Mission Series, Death Star. This is Han Solo and Chewbacca, and they are attired as they would have looked on the Death Star in A New Hope, the very first Star Wars movie, although it's called Episode 4 or whatever. Anyhow, this is from the Mission series, which means these are 5 point of articulation figures, or 5 POA as they call them on the interwebs. So let's check them out. Here's the box. You can see them pretty clearly in the casing there. There's Han on that side. Got Chewbacca on that side. On the back it has a little blurb. It says Han Solo and Chewbacca are swept up in the Rebel Alliance's struggle to free the galaxy from the evil Galactic Empire. These two unlikely heroes help rescue a princess and deliver plans to the rebels that help them destroy the Empire's Death Star. Then it lists the other Star Wars Mission Series sets that you could get in that particular wave. And it says MS-07. Also has the Tantive 4 Mission Series, which was R2-D2 and C-3PO, which I have, and I did a review on a while back. Has Mission Series Utapau, I guess that's how you say that? Utapau. That's MS-04. And that has a Clone Warrior and one of those robots. Those droid robot warrior, I don't know what they call them. Droid Army, yeah. Mission Series Mandalore, which is Obi-Wan and Darth Maul and his robotic body. And I believe I did a review on those guys as well a while back, several months ago. So that's them. It's got the iconic picture of Han Solo and Chewbacca there that used to appear on a lot of Star Wars stuff. Still shows up every once in a while and things like this. So let's open them up and take a look at these newer 5 point of articulation figures. Now, some people don't like these because of the 5 points of articulation. One good thing is they're easy to get out of these packages, and then you can actually keep the package in somewhat minty condition. I mean, yeah, it's not perfectly mint. The glue on these things is so bad that it works. So, from what I understand, there was a backlash because Hasbro has been making so many of these collector figures. Well, really, they were thinking about collectors. And a lot of kids nowadays are actually starting to play with Star Wars figures again. And when parents would buy their children these Star Wars figures, here's the bowcaster, Chewbacca's bowcaster. Looks like it's got some removable pieces there, but that just snaps on there. And then this, I'm not going to take the rubber band off, but you can probably see there. It just kind of, it looks like it pops off too. I'm going to put Chewbacca out there. Evidently, like I was saying, sorry I got diverted there. Oh man, see, that's the problem with these things. As I was saying, I digress. Evidently there was some backlash because parents were buying these toys for their smaller children, and then the kids were breaking them, like the super articulated figures. Really, Hasbro was kind of aiming for collectors with those. It was pretty obvious, I think, in most cases, because why would you buy a child a figure that has so many points of articulation and that they could break so easily? Now, part of that, I'm sure, was Hasbro having problems with quality control, which they have had. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, that's how it goes. That's why it wasn't fitting. Okay. This does not want to go in there. So supposedly they started making these like this because they wanted, let's just put that there and we'll worry with it later. They wanted toys children could play with. Also, it's cheaper for Hasbro to make the figures like this. That kind of makes a lot more sense to me than the other. And looks like you can actually pull his hand back a little bit and stick this on here. So perhaps we can get it in there. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Hasbro, if you're making these for little kids, why do you make the gun so hard to get in his hand? It's a freaking pain in the neck. Look, Chewbacca, you're just going to have to hold it like that. There. Pow, pow. And that looks ridiculous. Hasbro. What the hell? Okay, let's see. There's Han Solo. Not the best likeness of Han Solo of Harrison Ford there. Look at that. Not the best likeness. No, I mean the hair's okay. Did pretty good on the hair, but the face really does not look like him. Let's put that out of the way. His face really does not look like Harrison Ford. Let's see if we can focus. Yeah. Alright, so I mean his outfit looks pretty good. He's got the red stripe on the side. He's got a holster. You can't put the pistol in it. He's got his blaster pistol. That's pretty good, actually. Pretty good rendition of the blaster pistol. He's got the red stripy pants. He does have the 5 points of articulation. Get his leg up to about there. It's not quite 90 degrees. That one's closer. His shoulders do turn around there. And his head does swivel back and forth. Look out. Alright. So that's pretty cool. And he's kind of holding his pistol. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like the old vintage figures. A few of them held their pistol like this, kind of gangsta style. It's kind of crazy. Han Solo gangsta, galactic gangsta, you know. He kind of is, but I don't know. It's weird. Chewbacca's kind of the same, although he's got fur molded on, so it does restrict him a little. Looks like he's walking. Whee! Whee! Okay, so just come on, stupid gun. Yes, I can see these pieces coming off, and any little kid that plays with this, they're going to lose it, especially if you can't get it in his hand very easily, which I was having problems doing. So, and I'm 43, I shouldn't be having that many problems getting something in an action figure's hand. And although his head is on a swivel of sorts, it can't turn because look at that. Look at the fur. Now, as far as looks, these things do look pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's not the best likeness of Han, but his outfit's darn near perfect. Maybe the pants are a little light, but I mean, it's pretty close to movie accurate. I mean, it's even got wrinkles in the shirt and everything. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. And that's pretty cool. And his hair looks really good, and Chewbacca's face here looks pretty darn good too. Look at that. But as far as playability, I'm not really sure these are too playable. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I had a small child, I'm not sure I'd give these to him. I mean, the Dollar Tree figures I review sometimes, probably you as a small child, you'd have more fun playing with that than this. Especially with a gun that keeps falling apart and won't fit in Chewbacca's hand. I don't know. Anyways, I guess I'm complaining too much. It's still cool that they're making figures. And, you know, for a while they didn't make Star Wars figures back in the 90s there. And late 80s. Early 90s, late 80s. So I guess I can't complain too much, but it just seems like if you're really going to make it for kids, make it easy like the old ones. Make it easy to get the gun in his hand. Make it really, you know, look as much like Han as you can. And this whole line, this Mission Series line, is kind of odd in that they put so much detail, make them look so nice, and yet they screw up simple things like making a gun that falls apart and won't fit in his hand, or making his head not be able to turn. It's just kind of odd. So anyways, that's my review. I'm not really that impressed with this. Some of the other Mission Series figures I've liked. These, not so much, which is sad because they're two of my favorite characters of any show or movie ever. And it's kind of a bummer. But what are you going to do? So I hope you enjoyed the review. Give me a thumbs up, please. And please subscribe and leave me a comment down below and check out my other videos. Thanks. One quick update. I finally did manage to get the gun in Chewbacca's hand. As you can see there, although doing it, the front piece fell off and this piece almost fell off even though it's rubber banded on. And basically how I did it was turning the gun, sort of like took the bottom piece of it, the handle, and just kind of popped it into his hand while pulling on these pieces because it is rubbery, his arm. And I finally was able to get it in that way. So he looks better with it in his hand, although it's going to fall apart. The gun's just going to fall apart if a kid tries to play with it. I'll be honest. Could have molded it with one piece. Not a good decision, Hasbro.